Absolutely. You don't have to wear our prosperity.
Amen.
Okay, so before though you get into the land of investing, you do have to have some things in order because it won't work. It'll be like building a house and sinking sand.
Amen.
So if you don't have your financial map done, you know where you're going, you know what your fire number is. If you don't have that, then you're shooting in the dark. I mean, I do want you to just get started. Like Cash App is a great way to just play and see and watch something grow, but you're gonna have to grow to something a little bit bigger and more sustainable. But you got to be building your foundation along the way. So having that financial map and knowing why you're doing what you're doing, like you have to have when it's hard and tough, you need to be able to fall back on what's my why to sustain you. Having that budget, you have to know what's going in and out in order to say this is how much money I have left over and what am I doing with it. You have debt. You need to have a debt pay down strategy so that you're efficiently and effectively paying down your debt. Seeing that number be minimized. Expense management, you need to know what is the plan. So when I reduce an expense or eliminate an expense, what am I going to do with that money? Because it will evaporate if you don't have a plan for it. You need to have a plan, sitting there waiting, get that debt paid down, get that debt paid down. Okay, now it's my turn. And so you need to know where your money's going to go as soon as it's available. Having an emergency fund. Things happen all the time. We're talking about home ownership. One of the parts of home ownership is something will break, right, Matt? I've been in our house a few times. So things will break. They are made to break. Really side note, my mother has had furniture that's as old as I am, and they never break. And I done bought something, and 5 years later it's broken. So the quality just isn't there anymore. So you have to have an emergency fund so that you're not going to use credit cards to take of those things that will happen. It's not an if, it's a when. Okay? Do your insurance reviews every single year. Things change in your situation that could potentially change the cost of insurance. And dream. Don't forget to dream. I have my best life notes, and I keep updated. So when I get frustrated, I go to my best life notes so that I can think about, I can do this, I can suffer through this because this was waiting for me on the other side. So that's the foundation that you do need to have established. Those are the 4 steps before we get to now investing, because you have to have a temperament with investing that when you panic and things go wrong in that area, you will mess up your investment strategy if that's your go-to, because investing is for the long run. You have to have time for the market to go up and down, to recess and to recover, to have a net gain. And if you are pulling money out because you don't have an emergency fund, or you just get scared and you didn't pick the right the right thing to invest in that matches your temperament, and as soon as and the news, they just really sensationalize things. So as soon as Apple just dropped 50 points and you invest in Apple, like, let me get my money out. You can't do that. Amen. You have to trust that the management and the strategists, just like Pastor Jay said, we are paying attention to the fact that Starbucks has a new manager. And this is what, and the fund manager, and who they are, this is what their philosophy is. Like, those are the things that we need to know when we're making investments. Not the fact that it went up and down, but who's running the company, what's their strategy, what's their, how do they think, how are they moving, how do other people feel about them. So have that Yahoo Finance thing popping up to say, okay, who got fired, who left, who are they replacing them with? So that's how you make decisions about moving your stock. So those are the things that you need to know, but you can't move that way if your foundation isn't strong.
Amen.